Everybody, this is a SOMSFA playoff game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Let me post the link over here. Here we got a short pass to Doug Baldwin on a run call, defender X or short gain, and that was Rashad Breeland 5 against the White 5, incomplete. Let's see what we got here. We got somebody aiming me. Ron Martin. We'll have to deal with that later. So 2nd and 10. Short pass to Doug Baldwin, another run call. Baldwin's a max receiver. That's going to be a first down, plus 12. So Jeff comes out with run calls early, and Ed's throwing it. First one that worked out with the defender X, but that time Baldwin took care of business. Maybe Ed wants to show that he can complete some short passes. Remember, Tyrod Taylor's his quarterback. He's got a lot of must runs, a lot of completions looking past Frank Gore. Picks up 6. He's a good flat pass quarterback, so he's got a very good card, and Ed's a great offensive coach. Alongside Taylor is Frank Gore as the running back, Bruce Miller as the fullback, Gronk as the tight end, Baldwin and Benjamin are the receivers. The defense for the Bengals have a forward nose tackle, Terrence Knighton. Defensive ends for Williams and Kendall Langford, off tackle left to Frank Gore. Here's the pass call. It's going to be guessed wrong, picks up 5. So first down by Ed's got a couple first downs so far. So move the ball out to the 43. His own 43. He stays in a blocking back, halfback set, but in the pistol. Frank Gore's not very good on end runs, so you might as well stay in the pistol. You can run him linebacker off tackle because Taylor's a pistol quarterback. Or pass to Benjamin, 3 minutes, don't guess wrong. Benjamin's got some long gains, guess wrong, I believe, on his card, but it's picked off. Intercept for 11 and 12, and it's picked off by the 6th-rated cornerback. I think that's Jonathan Joseph is the 6th-rated quarterback, and he brings it back 12 yards. So the first break of the game goes to the Cincinnati Bengals. Now let's look at the Bengals offense. The Bengals offense is led by Ryan Tannehill. They got Tyler Eifert, who's a max short pass tight end. Look at Steve Smith being double covered. 3-man zone. That's what you call him. It's incomplete. With that setup. So 2nd and 10. It comes out with a correct double team right away. He's got Randall Cobb, Steve Smith, Tyler Eifert, Clive Wolford. He plays a 3-4. Thomas Rawls in a 1 back, 2 tight end set. So there's only 1 man in zone covered by 5. Defender -1 or +3. And Sean Smith 5 makes the play. A white dice 6 there would have been a juicy play. That would have took it 13 yards at the first down. That'll set up 3rd and 11. Dion Lewis checks into the game as the receiver. Dorio Green Beckham replaces Clive Wolford as an extra receiver as the 2nd tight end goes out. 6, which means he'll get two full double teams if he chooses. Correct right receiver, short pass to Steve Smith, single cover. Dorio Green Beckham's getting the double team. And it's a complete receiver reading is blank. Or not a receiver reading, would have been a receiver reading guess wrong, but a blank on a guess right. Coffin corner punt to Dustin Colquitt. It's a 49-yard punt. That's going to take it down to the 5-yard line. Let me make sure that I'm presenting to everyone. Nice for a little bit bigger picture when I present to everyone. So 1st and 10. 49ers, they were able to withstand that interception, low chance interception on 2 through 4, 11, and 12. You see Jeff calling run. He's got that 4 nose tackles, so that's got to be a concern. Short pass to Bruce Miller, covered by a 4. I don't know if Bruce Miller can go deep, but that's something that Ed loves to do, is going deep to the fullback. That's why Taylor's so good. Look at that. Interception split guess right. It's only 2-3. Let's check out Bruce Miller's card. See if he can go deep. He's got Cooper Helfet and Rex Burkhead. Burkhead's going to be an interesting card next year. So Miller can go deep, so look out for that. He's got a 52-yard long. Watch Ed go deep to Bruce Miller, guarded by a 4 a couple times today. By 4 2. So they'll try to go over the top. Pass, guess right. Short pass the ball when there's one linebacker blitzing, the other one's stuffing it a run zone. It's a dump off for 6 yards outside of 3rd and 4. They love to pick up a couple first downs so that they don't hand over the ball with good field position to the Bengals offense. 0-0 early in the game. Both teams have had at least one possession. This is the 49ers' second possession. They got the ball first, which means Cincinnati will get the ball first to start the second half. Gore's in the game again out of the pistol in a shotgun or in a pistol formation. Linebacker. His linebackers in the 3-4. He's got a 6'5", 5'4". KJ Wright, Navarro Bowman, both are 5 run raiders. Short pass to Doug Baldwin. Guess right, 3-minute zone. Not double. And it's a jump off to Bruce Miller, but it hits the blank. So Ed will have to punt. And I was talking about Ed's linebackers. Those are Jeff's linebackers, KJ Wright and Navarro Bowman. 4th and 4. Pat McAfee. That's a good punt card, if I recall correctly. Hits it for 51 yards. Number 2 returner at his own 38. That's Jeremy Ross. He was at 13 yards. A decent punting card, but he gives a +8, +13 in long gain on the opponent. How much else is going to happen with Jeremy Ross as your returner, 22-1-2? But that long game could come into play. The big news is Cincinnati gets the ball for their second possession inside 49er territory at the 49er 49. Say that 10 times quick. Short pass to Tyler Eifert being double covered. Ed is the master with those double teams. That's a true double team. Safety. Eifert does have completion on the double team cards. A dump off from -3 to Thomas Rawlscar. 2nd and 13. So far, the Bengals offense is going backwards. Ryan Tannehill's the quarterback. He does have a nice other things as well. Ed's linebackers go 4-4-0-4. Mario Edwards is a 5-run defender. Will Hoyt is a 4-run defender. DeQuell Jackson's a 4-run defender. And Barron's a 5-run defender. And run to right. Thomas Rawls gets right, loses 3 yards. Again, Ed is right on top of things with these calls. That was Rawls' first attempt of the day. And he goes backwards. 3rd and 16. Again, Dion Lewis comes into the game. Lewis can go deep, I believe. 5'4" defender. He's a long 40. So that's something to watch in the game as well. Ed goes with the 3-2-6. So you got 3 guys covered by 4s: Eifert, Lewis, and Beckham. Not Odell Beckham. That's Dorio Green Beckham. Quite a step down in talent and card so far. You might see Jeff go to a flat pass here. No, he goes to a long pass, 2-minute zone to Beckham on a D card. Is in trouble. It's a dump off for 2 yards. Mario Edwards' 4 rating makes the play against the wide type 4. So again, I think Jeff has negative yards so far on offense. 4th and 14, he'll have to punt. 10 again. Not going to happen this time. It's a 39-yard punt. It's going to go to the 14. Travis Benjamin's the punt returner there, number 1 punt returner for the 49ers. And he takes it 2 yards. He's got a touchdown on 2. That's something to keep an eye on. So Ed takes over again. Defensive battle so far. Niners at their own 16. Gore out of the pistol. Let's talk about Ed's offensive line. It goes short pass to Travis Benjamin. Another run call. Again, he's got some defender X, though. Look at that. Jonathan Joseph makes the play against the wide die 6. Ed goes 5, 6, 4, 4, 5 with 7, 4. He's got 7 or 5 everywhere except for the right guard spot. Flat pass left to Gore. There's a 6 linebacker there, guessed right, and incomplete on Taylor's card. So Taylor's having a little bit of a rough start, as is Tannehill. Or maybe it's just great defensive play calling by these two coaches. 3rd and 10 now. Golden Tate checks in as the third wide receiver. He's covered by a 4. Bruce Miller stays in there. Remember, he can go deep. Watch Fred to try to pop Gronk, Tate, or Miller deep. Short pass to Benjamin. Covered by that 6. And it's guessed right on Taylor's card, plus 12. That was wrong, right, or double team. That was a 12-yard completion. So first down for the 49ers, out to their own 28. Let's take a look at Benjamin. Good old Benji's guessed wrong receiver reading. He's got a long gain, guessed wrong on 3, so not as much as I thought. He's got a pretty decent deep card, though. Short pass to Gronk. There's some linebackers coming, 3 to be exact, helping the blitz, and 1 stuffing a run zone. And it's a must run for Taylor, picks up 11. So that's going to be a problem. You know, you need to double team with those linebackers as much as you need to blitz them. It was a 1X, so there's no chance for a sack. But you got to mix it up. So good play there by Jeff, mixing it up a little bit. So KJ Wright, Navarro Bowman, Christian Jones, who's a 5-0. That 0 run rate is not going to help much. And Mike Neal, 4-4-6. Off tackle left to Gore. There is a linebacker there, stuff in the zone, but it's guessed wrong. Gore's got some short gains on his card, and it goes for plus 3. That would have been plus 8, or no, plus 11 without the linebacker support. So good stuff there. You got to mix it up against Ed. He'll notice patterns and use those to exploit you. Let's see if there are things going along. Seems to be, yep. We got Mike tuning in. Welcome, Mike. 2nd and 7. 49ers out to their own 42. It's a run call off tackle left to Miller, or to Gore. Blocking back plus 7 or plus 5. So he had a linebacker there on the other side. That was a 6-yard difference. That would have been a 3rd and 6. Instead, it's a first down, and the 49ers are near midfield. 1st and 10. User dropped. Hopefully that wasn't one of the participants. I think I might be the only spectator here. That could have been somebody trying to join. It wasn't the host because I can still type. Short pass to Bruce Miller. Guessed wrong. 3-minute zone, guessed wrong on Taylor's card. That's plus 14 for Miller, and that's a first down, and the 49ers are inside Bengals territory for the first time today. 1st and 10 at 37. Check the field goal kicker, but Ed's definitely not thinking field goal here. Pretty good once you're inside the 32, 2 through 9 and 12. Ball being backer. Bender extra short gain can be incomplete. That would have been incomplete anyway. Breland's 5 against that wide die 4. 2nd and 10. So he did a full double team on Gronk, and he used let's see if Ed goes for a flat here or tries to run it. Short pass to Bruce Miller, single cover by nobody. The 4 is coming on a blitz. So defender X will be automatically complete. Instead, it's a dump off for 9 yards, and that'll be 3rd and 1. Terrence and this rush had a good matchup for the Bengals. Easily there, and a 0 rated run inside tackle. That 5-0 is Christian Jones. So here, maybe a flat. Guys like to 50 to cover. Maybe those guys have a 2-minute zone in the flats, and one has a I'm thinking a run. It's a linebacker to Gore. Offensive left guard +5 or +0. So he goes the other way. His left guard's there at 6. It was a white die 5 if he had gone the way I suggested and run it off linebacker to the right side. Well, I guess it's a linebacker. Linebacker doesn't matter. Just one man in zone, doesn't matter which way you go. So if it would have been the right guard, it still would have picked it up because it was on 1 yard he needed. Short pass to Bruce Miller. He's not being doubled. Guessed right, covered by a 4. 3 men in zone, must run for 0 yards. And that'll show up on the stat sheet like a sack, but it was just a must run for 0 yards. There was a 0% chance of a sack as Kendall Langford was the matchup against Sebastian Vollmer's excellent 7 pass blocking. If you can get a line of 7 pass blockers, you're in good shape. 2nd and 10. 2:06 to go in the first quarter. Blocking back halfback in the pistol. Short pass to Benjamin, single covered. Got a linebacker double covering Baldwin. Free safety staying home. Defender X a short gain. So the defender X's have come into play 4 or 5 times today. Jonathan Joseph made a couple plays. We saw one on a correct double team. We saw Breland make one by himself. So it's 3rd and 10 here. We remember the must runs on Taylor's card. Help. Third and 10. Flat pass to Bruce Miller. I think he's safety. So this is going to be a good result for the Bengals, and it is. It wasn't a white die 6, so even without the double team, it would have just been 3-yard gain. 4th and 8. And here comes Bailey. 2 through 9, 11, and 12. If it goes back, and 2 through 10 from this range, and it's 2 through 10, it's good. The kick was adjusted down 3 yards, and it's 3-0 49ers. They take an early lead here. Kick 9 yards deep. And he'll take a knee, I'm sure. So the Bengals get the ball, and they're going to try to get their offense in gear. Correctly called run. I think the only time that Rawls has run the ball so far. So like Rawls has an excellent card, but he only has about 18 unfatigued carries. So he's down to, 15 unfatigued carries. So he's got 2 runs in the books. So he's down to 13 unfatigued. But, this is a playoff. So he'll probably run 19 times today. Some action from missed a play as it must have been an incomplete pass or a run for no gain. But it's just skipped there as you saw it. 3rd and 9, Dion Lewis is in the game. Start into the first quarter. Is good on stats, but he's going to be one of the best in the league at preventing people from picking up third downs, even with all those 4s there at his linebacker spots. 3rd and 9. Short pass to Eifert, single covered by a 4. Double teaming Dorial Green Beckham. Long gain. It's a dump off, 0 men in zone. It goes for 38 yards. That's what you need sometimes. Carlos Dunlap's asterisk rating matched up against Dion Lewis's 4. And if he had been throwing it, by the way, if he had been throwing it to Dion Lewis, that would have been an automatic sack. Instead, Lewis is the recipient of the dump off, and he goes 38 yards. At its 1st and 10, long pass to C. Smith being double covered. 1st and 10, Bengals at the San Francisco 41. And they get 2nd and 10 as Sean Smith, with the assistance of the free safety, made that play. Smith would have made it by himself, though. So 2nd and 10. 2 tight end set with Rawls in the backfield. Ed will have scouted out Jeff's tendencies. He'll know whether he likes to run on 2nd and long. It's a flat pass to Cobb being double covered. Look at that. Jeff's thinking, oh, I haven't thrown it to Cobb for a while, and Ed hasn't doubled him. And Ed says, you know what? He hasn't thrown it to Cobb for a while. I better double him. And turned out to be a great call because that would have been an 8-yard gain, guessed right, and would have been 3rd and 2 at the 33. Instead, it's 3rd and 10 at the 41. Really, the only big positive play so far has been the 38-yard dump off to Dion Lewis. Matter of fact, Tannehill has negative yards because he's 4 for 8 for 36 yards, and he had a 38-yarder. Looking past to Steve Smith, single covered. There's a 4 there. Picks up 5 yards. It's going to make it 4th and 5 and no man's land at the 36. Take a quick look at Cincy's field goal kicker, and he's going to punt. He's not even entertaining going for it. He's 2 through 6 out to the 39, 2 through 6 and 12. My goodness. That would have been a good field goal. Jeff, know your team. Although, of course, if you would have missed it, you would have given him the ball at the 43. Instead, he tries to punt it at a coffin corner, and it goes into the end zone. So, you know me, I would have gone for it there. Or at least tried a long field goal. Short pass to Bruce Miller, not covered at all. Can't even say single covered as the 4 is being used to double the outside guy. Defender X or short gain picks up 17 because guess what? No defender. And that is going to come into play today as Ed goes after that 4 over and over again. If he had left the linebacker home, it would have been incomplete. $37. Blocking back, +1 or -1 picks up a yard. Second and 9 out to the 38. Off tackle left to Gore, 1 man in zone, guessed wrong. Offensive onside tackle, that's Taylor Lewan's 5 rating. That picks up 6 yards. 3rd and 3. Gore, flat, or short. I think he's going to throw short here. Get Taylor's must runs involved. It's a line buck against the run call to Gore. Offensive cards would be good for the defense, but instead it goes on the D cards, which there's no support there, so it picks up 7. Offensive center +10 or +3 if there would have been 1 man in zone, and that would have still picked up the first down because it was only 3rd and 3. So now here we are again, 49ers at the Bengals 49. Short pass the ball when guessed right, 3 men in zone, covered by a 5. Must run for 9 yards. So you see why he's using that outside linebacker to double. It helps with the double teams to take away the must runs. But the guy you're moving to do the double teams is going to be a primary target for the offense. 2nd and 1, 9:54 to go in the first half. Flat pass right to Gore, single covered, nobody there. It's going to be +13 as it hits the D cards. Ed's knowing what Jeff is doing, moving that linebacker a lot, and he just set him up there. Would have been guessed wrong on the quarterback's card, plus may not have been that damaging if it would have been an 11 still, but guessed wrong on the quarterback's card, no 0 minutes on the offensive card. That's going to be a good result most of the time. 1st and 10 down to the 27. Right now, Jeff wants to just hold him to a field goal. Short pass to Benjamin, covered by a 6, 3 man in zone. That free safety isn't moving very much, and Ed knows that, so he's going after the vulnerable part of the defense, which is the short pass zone, especially when he has good pass blockers. Must run for 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Off tackle right to Gore. There is a linebacker there. Linebacker in zone -1 or +4 at Mike Neal's 4 run rating. Can't make the play. 1st and 10 down to the 14. Gore, 8 runs today for 38 yards. Nice. 4.8 yards per carry. Gore did a nice job for me in an SSFA playoff game recently. He's got the goods, even though he's old. Still a powerful card, or a relatively powerful card. It's one of those sneaky cards because it doesn't get you to call run that much, but if you have good run blockers and can hit the short gains on his own card, short pass to Bruce Miller. Again, Bruce Miller has not been double covered once this game. It's a dump off, but goes incomplete because it was a look in for -1. And look-ins for negative yardage are incomplete. 2nd and 10. So Ed knows that Miller's not being doubled. Double teams have gone on to Benjamin, Baldwin. I don't even remember Gronk being doubled that much. Once maybe by the inside linebacker, or once by the free safety with the outside linebacker doubling Baldwin. 2nd and 10. Gronk's got completions correctly double teamed. See if those come into play. 3-4 showing blitz. Will let him run a draw? Will he shoot for a flat? It's a looking pass to Gore. Perfectly called because there's nobody there. We guessed right on the court. No, guessed wrong on the quarterback's card. Excuse me. There wasn't enough minimal line of scrimmage there. And that goes for 12 yards. It'll be 1st and goal to 2. Taylor is heating up. Full house offense for the 49ers. Look for Antonio Andrews to get a carry here. Or maybe Tyrod Taylor on a sneak. You don't want to waste one of Gore's carries with only 2 yards to go. It's a run to Gore. Ed says forget it. All the waste a Gore carry. Picks up a yard. 2nd and goal to 1. You can bet your bottom dollar he's going to run it again. Taylor, Andrews, or Gore. I don't think Bruce Miller has a very good running card, but he's one heck of a blocker. Yeah, even guessed wrong. He's got a little bit of juice, guessed wrong, but guessed right. It's a disaster. It's a line buck to Antonio Andrews. There's that man blocking back +2 or +0, and that's Bruce Miller territory. It's Miller time, and he throws the block that springs Antonio. Ed thinking about going for 2 here, maybe. Nope, he decides to play it safe. Take a 10-point lead, 6:18 to go in the half, and the pressure is on Jeff and the Bengals. He needs to put together a scoring drive here to cut it to a single score. Here's the kick. It's a fumble split. And it is fumbled, and the 49ers recover it. Oh, bad break there. It's bad enough falling behind to Ed, but then you get one of those turnovers that you can't really control. I mean, it went to the 1. It's not like you could have taken a knee. Hits the fumble split. Not only does the fumble happen, because the wide die's a 3 instead of 4 or over, the 49ers recover. So, salimos de Guatemala y entramos a Guatapeor. From bad to worse for the Bengals. Linebacker in zone, there's a good play as Navarro Bowman steps up and brings the ball carrier down. Linebacker zone -1 or +4. 2nd and 11. End run left to Taylor, 0 min in zone, and guessed wrong. That's going to be a juicy play if it's on the offensive card. Instead, it's still a pretty juicy play. Offensive onside in, +9 or +4. Taylor, he's got like 5 or 6 end runs, 6 end runs, so he's got 5 left. Bruce Miller, again, coming into play. Miller's one of those hidden factors in the game. He's throwing blocks. He's catching passes. It's 3rd and 2. Everything's in play. It's an end run left to Antonio Andrews. There's nobody there. And there's that man again, Bruce Miller, blocking back +5 or -1. With a man there, it would have been +1 or -4. So a nice play there again by Bruce Miller. 17-0, just like that. The Bengals are behind the 8 ball. Of course, anytime you're facing NFL Ed in a playoff game, you need to be not only on your best coaching-wise, but you need to be fortunate. You need to get some breaks. So far, the breaks have gone the other way. 9 yards deep, he decides to take it out, returns to the 19. Not a bad gamble, trying to hit the 2 or the 12. Worst case scenario is a 20. Well, worst case scenario is another fumble. But, and you know, if you hit just the yardage, that's going to take you out to the 13. So you're risking a big play for 7 yards of field position. Looking past the Smith, single covered, and there's a 4 linebacker there. And it's picked off. Did I say we went from bad to worse? It went from bad to worse to even way worse as we got a flat pass pick. This is going to go for a touchdown. There it is. You only needed 19 yards or 20 yards, and he got it. That's Sean Smith with the pick 6, and it's 24-0 as soon as you can blink your eyes. Oh, my stars and garters. The route is on. 9-yard kick. You got to take it out now. Got to get that 2 or 12. Takes it out. Only gets 22, and he'll start at the 13. So the 49ers are in control of this game. 3:36 to go in the second quarter. Flat pass left to Clive Wolford. There's 2 men in zone. Can we see another pick here? No. Second and 10 now. Off tackle right to Rawls. Gets strong. 0 in there. We need Rawls to make an impact here to make this a game. And he has limited carries to do it. So if we had one of those expected win percentages, it would be like 88% in favor of the 49ers at this point. Maybe even more. Still a lot of game left, though. I shouldn't say that it's definitely over because you get a pick 6 yourself, put together a touchdown drive, you get the ball first. I mean, if you can at least get a touchdown here, flat pass right against the 4, Beckham being double covered, Dorial Green Beckham, short gain, picks up a first down on 3rd and 6. That's a big play. If you can drive down and get a touchdown, even a field goal, and you get the ball first and you score again to make it 24-10 with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, that's a game. That's a game. So let's see what happens. 2:06 to go in the half. First step is getting another first down. That's the next step. Here we go, 2nd and 10 after that correct double team of Randall Cobb. Would have been incomplete anyway. This is not Tannehill's best card. A lot of blanks there on the short pass card. 2nd and 10, 2 minutes to go. Short pass to Clive Walford, 4-minute zone as the two DBs were double teaming the outside receivers. So guessed right on 11, that's a first down. There's the next step, out to the 40. Get another first down. You can't score 24 points in one drive. And you can't score points on any drive if you don't pick up a few first downs. $137 to go in the half. And run right to Thomas Rawls. Guessed wrong. Nobody in the zone. But it doesn't go on the Rawls card. It goes on the D card and only picks up. It doesn't pick up anything. It loses a yard. So Rawls today, 4 runs for 1 yard. That's not good. He's only got 11 unfatigued carries left. So as good as Rawls' card was this year, he needs a compliment. Second and 11. 1:30 to go. They go 3 wide. So Ed responds with a 3-2-6. And we've seen him drop a guy there. Short pass to Eifert, 3 minutes on guest right. He dropped that extra DV of the end zone, and it's picked off. Oh my goodness. You can't really get a worse second quarter than what we've seen here from the Bengals. The Bungles. Let's look at the ball possession chart. This is going to get ugly, folks. So it started off a little shaky, punt, but then it turned ugly. Fumble, interception. And in the meantime, the 49ers went interception, punt, and went field goal, touchdown. If they get a touchdown here, folks, you ain't coming back down 31-0 against the NFL Ed. I don't care who you are. Linebacker to Gore, run call 2-minute zone. Nice plug there. That would have been a short gain, I believe. No, +5. 2nd and 10. He's trying to draw the line in the sand. He wants to stay behind by only 4 scores. Giving up a field goal here would do that. I'm not saying 27-0 is easy, but at least it's possible. Off tackle left to Gore. It's a 3-3-5 defense. And there's that short gain on 7. I knew it was there on either off tackle or linebacker. The linebacker has the short gain on 6. The off tackle has a short gain on 7. So when we've seen a lot of Frank Gore's card, but we haven't seen a lot of Thomas Rawls' card when he's been running guess wrong. It's been on the defensive card. So I'll take the ball down to 52 seconds to go as Ed uses the timeout. He is not going to let off the gas here, folks. Too many weird things can happen in a Strat football game. Even when you feel like you're totally in control, you need to put the hammer down until it gets late in the game. Off tackle right to Gore. Guessed wrong. Nobody's there. We're going to see another 7 on his card. Nope. It's on the D card. Defense nose tackle +4 +9. So Jeff gets a fortunate roll in his Terrence 9's only a 4, but the white die was a 4, so he made the play. Ed uses another timeout. 2nd and 6. Gore with 13 carries today for 57 yards. Blocking back halfback out of the pistol. Jeff responds with a 3-4. Off tackle left to Gore. There's a linebacker there this time. Bowman. Offensive onside in, +5 or +0, and you know who that is, Bruce Miller. Bruce Miller's all over the place making plays today. 3rd and 1. There's a case in point on why it's important to have that 6th rated blocking back in your arsenal. 3rd and 1 now as Ed uses another timeout. He's figuring he's going to pick this up, and he wants to conserve as much time as possible to get in the end zone. The chances of the Bengals getting any points this half have pretty much disappeared, barring a kickoff return for a touchdown. And the way this is going, it looks like Ed might just use up all the time and kick a field goal or get in the end zone with very little time left on the clock. Maybe he won't even have to kick it deep. Off tackle right to Gore. There's the linebacker there. The T card could be good, but it's the O card 9 or +9 on 11. 1st and goal at the 5. Ed will spike it here or go hurry up. You go hurry up, you get 2 passes down 15 to 8, 8 to 1. You might as well spike it here because you're only going to get 2 plays anyway. And he does just that. 2nd and goal at the 5. 22 seconds left. You will have 2 plays. You can throw it twice. You can run it once and throw it once. You can't run it twice, really, unless you get it out of bounds. So remember, Gore's not good on an end run. Look for a Tyrod Taylor end run or a throw to Baldwin. I think Gore can catch a flat pass or a short pass too, but he's covered by a 6. And Ed will want to maximize his chances. He's going through the permutations right now. Maybe he's consulting his friendly spreadsheet. He stays blocking back halfback. Although I think Ed's not a spreadsheet guy like Tom. Ed's just a math and gut feel kind of guy, which is what spreadsheets are. They're just helping you with the math. So short pass to Miller, short pass to Gronk, short pass to Baldwin. That's my prediction. Short pass to Baldwin, single cover, 3-minute zone. Finally, Bruce Miller's get double teamed by Tyrann Mathieu. Must run for 0 yards. That's not a good result for Ed. He'll have to hurry up or spike. Can't hurry up. Got to spike it, and that means he'll have to bring out the field goal unit. So kick a field goal with 8 seconds left, and then he'll onside kick it, and it'll be 27-0. So the Cincy defense did their job. Kick's good. Onside kick's not going to matter, as that'll eat up the clock, and it'll be Cincinnati receiving the kickoff. And again, they need some big plays here. A kick return for a touchdown would be a great way to start the half if you're a Bengals fan. Ed needs a 2-minute break. I'll get myself a second cup of coffee and be right back. Okay, sorry I missed some action there, but we're underway. It looks like we got a 11-yard run there on the D card by Thomas Rawls after a nice kickoff return and a 5-yard run by Rawls. So no sense in conserving carries. Got to get back in the game. 1st and 10, Bengals out to the 36. Now Ed wants him to use up those carries. He goes 3-2-6, which is totally legal. Looking past the Clive Wolford being double covered. Look, if Ed goes 3-2-6, you have to run. I don't care if you run out of carries. You got no chance of him guessing you right. And that's not going to happen too often with Ed. Instead, you walk right into his trap and throw to a double team receiver. So he's going to go 3-2-6 here. Now, you can't go 3-3-5 or 4-2-5 unless you're in certain specific instances. But you can go 3-2-6 as often as you want. Because that gives the offense the advantage of knowing you're going to be able to run guess wrong. So he's giving you a guess wrong run. Take Thomas Rawls on the outside. There it is. End run to Rawls. Nobody's in the zone. Picks up 7. Makes it 3rd and 3. Ed's like, go ahead, run to your heart's content, because you only have 8 unfatigued and 12 more carries that you can use him effectively. But you got to do it. I mean, you need a touchdown on this drive. So go ahead and do your worst. Run it, do an end run until they're all gone. Not right now. He's in a 3-4. Flat pass left to Wolford. He's got 2 minute zone. He's got to be on the quarterback's card, and it's not. 4th and 3 at your own 43. It's not quite do or die time yet, so he punts. It was a white die 6, but again, it would have been a receiver reading. The punt's going to go down and land at the 14. It hit at the 11, but bounced backwards 3 yards. So, 1st and 10, 49ers. Again, they pretty much have this game under control. They can really ice it by getting another score here. $27-0 49ers in this quarterfinal SOMSFA playoff matchup. Linebacker to Gore, run call. No support, though. If you're going to drop a linebacker there, he tried to drop the outside linebacker there since he has a 4 instead of a 0. But that leaves the linebacker wide open. 2nd and 8. Linebacker to Gore run with Bowman there. So great line support there. Picks up 3. And Ed's like, you know what? I got this game on lockdown. I'm just going to run, use up some time. Gore's already carried 17 times, but he's got 5 more from Taylor. He's got a backup running back that's going to do some damage. 3rd and 5 now. And run left to Taylor, no contain. White die 1 could prevent it from being a good play, but if it's a 2 or 3, it's going to be guessed wrong on Taylor's card with no contain. And forget about that. It's on the D card on an 8 plus 12. Add another 10 yards. That's a 22-yard scamper by Taylor. And again, he's just going to keep using these weapons, keep pounding away at that Bengals defense. Third quarter, 10:30 to go. 5 runs for 60 yards for Taylor. 5 runs for 60 yards? That's better than anything Rawls has done. Short pass to Gronk. Single covered by a 4. Defender X or short gain. And there, Ed, it will do. He'll pound away at the weak spots in your defense. He'll go to Miller covered by a 4. He'll go to Gronk covered by a 4. He'll run Gore at that 4 nose tackle. Into Bengal territory now, 9:54. He wants to burn clock. Tyrod Taylor, 11 of 22 so far today for 114 yards and a pick. We saw that pick was on a 2-4, 11 and 12. Off tackle left to Gore, guessed right, but it's on the D card, and it's offensive onside tackle plus 8 or plus 3. And that's Taylor Lewan's going to make the block 2/3 of the time. So he's going to that side. He's got the 6 guard. He's got the 5 tackle. He's got the 6 blocking back. But even on the other side, he's got a 6 tight end, a 5 tackle. The only poor run blocker is Hugh Thornton, and he's not bad. He's a 4. And that's the side you have a 0 rated run defender, short yardage to Antonio Andrews, who comes into the game trying to save some Gore carries. Linebacker in zone +3 or -2. Again, that's Christian Jones. He's a 0. And Ed knows this. Ed knows where to run, and when you're probably going to go short yardage, he knows where to run when you have you've been double teaming elsewhere. He knows what zones are being left open. One of the best strat coaches in the game. 27-0, 49ers on top of the Bengals. Off tackle left to Gore. 1 linebacker's there, but the offensive onside tackle makes the block again. +5. Now you're in field goal range. Just going to keep pounding it away, using Andrews whenever he can to save Gore's carries. Gore has 8 unfatigued carries left. He'll use every single one of those, plus a couple of the fatigue carries probably. Short pass to Baldwin. 3-minute zone single covered. As the defense is double teaming Bruce Miller, it's a +12 on Taylor's card, and it's another completion, another first down, another few ticks off the clock. This will make it a 4-score game, or 5-score game. 4-score if you get touchdowns and 2-point conversions. But if you miss a couple of those 2-point conversions, you're going to need 5 scores to get back in this. And that's only if he settles for a field goal. He gets a touchdown here. It's definitely a 5-score game. Short pass to Rob Gronkowski after he's been running, covered by a 4. Gets a break there as it gets guessed wrong on Taylor's card, and it hits a blank. It would have been must run guessed right. 2nd and 10. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. And that's what's happened with the Bengals. They probably came in with a pretty good plan, but when things start to unravel, that second quarter was a disaster. Short pass to Gronk, single cover by 4, 3-minute zone. Guess right. We've seen a lot of must runs, and there's another one, 26 yards. That's a 20-yard touchdown run for Taylor, and he is now run 6 times for 80 yards. We saw several times he hit the must run for 9 yards. This time it goes for 26, and Ed's not even going to bother to go for 2. He'll just go for 1 because his defense is shutting out the Bengals. So it's 34-0. You need 5 touchdowns. You have a quarter and a half to do it in. The good news is this should go pretty fast. The bad news is it's got to be painful for Jeff. Had a good season. He was 9-7. Won his first round game, 32-yard return there. Takes it out to the 24. Let's just take a break and look at that for a second. So the Bengals were sitting at 6-6 entering the quarter. They had to go 3-1 or 4-0 to make the playoffs, and they did it. They beat Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Carolina, losing to Denver to finish at 9-7. Then they won their opening playoff game against. Oh, I'm sorry, they didn't have to play an opening round playoff game, despite finishing 6-7. They actually got the number 6 seed, and because only 10 teams made the playoffs, they got afforded a bye. So they got a bye and run right to Thomas Rawls. Loses 2 yards on the D card. What a miserable game for Rawls. 9 runs for 22 yards. So they got the bye.
Come back.
Yeah, come back. It ain't happening, Captain. 34-0. This game, jeez. I don't know if you saw some of this second quarter, but it just got ugly for Jeff in the second quarter. Let me show you this ball possession chart. So he fumbles the ball, okay, on the kickoff. This is after Ed got a touchdown. He had a field goal and a touchdown. On this kickoff on the touchdown, he fumbles it. Ed gets the ball, turns it into another touchdown. So 17-0. They get the ball back. They throw a pick. Ed turns that into a touchdown. So it's 24-0. And then he gets the ball back, throws another pick, and Ed turns that into a field goal. So just like that, 24 second quarter points, all scored in like the second half of the second quarter, and suddenly it's 27-0. And then it hasn't gotten any better for the Bengals and Jeff. And look at Ed. Ed's offensive possessions: field goal, touchdown, 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 field goal, touchdown. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, and he hasn't even done that. So Ed's fully.
So you're looking at the records. What was Ed? What was Ed's record?
Ed's 13-3. He came into this as the number 3 seed. Behind myself and Joe Golden, who went 14-2. So Ed's only lost 3 times all year, and it wasn't to the Bengals. Put it that way.
And Joe Golden beat the Packers in his playoff game, right?
That's right. Flat pass right.
So actually, Form is holding 1-2-3, which means, and I called the winner. I called that 4-5 game earlier, where Denver beat Pittsburgh. So if you win later today, then, if you win later today, then you'll play Denver. You'll face Kurt in the playoffs, and we'll have that 13-3, 14-2 semifinal between Joe Golden and Ed.
Right, and if I get upset today, it'll be Joe against Denver, and Joe against Philly.
No, Joe played Philly.
And Ed will play Denver.
And Ed would play Denver. Yeah, that's right. So so the top 3 seeds in SOMSFA this year: 16-0, 14-2, 13-3, 27-43, 43-5. The combined record for the top 3 seeds. That's something. Yeah,
you go 14-2 in one of Ed's leagues, you think, I'm gonna have the home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Or if I go 13-3, even that, a lot of times that gives you home field advantage. But both those guys are going to be, one of them is going to be on the road.
Well, the good thing is, we mentioned, I've recently realized that actually the 2 seed is just as good as the 1 seed for home field, because you never play a road game.
Correct.
If you make the Super Bowl, that's a neutral site. So obviously you always want the better seed, because usually you get a better chance at a weaker opponent. It doesn't always work out that way, but usually you do. But getting the 2 seed pretty much just as good as the 1 seed.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So
from home field anyway. So I got to think of that in the future.
And there's a lot of times where it's better to be the 2 seed, because the guy that's in the lower spot is like, one of these teams that kind of underachieved during the regular season, and they have a lot of weapons, and you wind up playing them as a top seed. You're like, gosh, what am I playing this team for? So sometimes it's better to be the number 2 seeds, even with the matchups. You just never know.
Boy, Ed's driving again.
Yeah. At the 24, 3rd and 5, he did lose a yard there. But this is going to be at least a field goal, if not a touchdown.
Yes.
It's a really tough offense to stop. Taylor's got all those must runs, and he's been hitting them today. He had a 26-yard hit on the last drive, which was on a 3rd down, turned into a 20-yard touchdown run off tackle right to Gore. Going after that 0-rated run defender and Christian Jones, but this time it was the nose tackle that made the play. And it'll be a field goal game.
I almost beat him.
Ed?
I lost 23-20. He kicked a field goal with 22 seconds left. We tied 20-20 in the fourth quarter. I'm looking at the box score now.
If you're more aware, Tom's got a rebuilding team in this league, or a retooling team. I shouldn't say rebuilding. But your record in this league was what?
5-11.
5-11, yeah.
But actually, I remember that Tyrod Taylor kept throwing unlikely interceptions in that game. That's why it was so close.
Got it.
Because Ed had 413 yards offense. I only had 230. So
will you have the 4th pick or the 5th pick in the draft? I'm looking at the standings now.
It's yet to be determined, but I think I'm going to be 5th.
Okay, and then you also have.
SOMSFA. I don't have picks galore in SOMSFA. I actually have a lot of picks in like the extra picks in the 4th and 5th round, but I think the first 3 rounds I only have my own picks.
Oh, okay. Usually you have an extra 1st round pick when you're retooling, but this year didn't work out.
Well, usually I wasn't competing for the championship the year before.
Right.
You know?
Where you had to move a lot of assets to get those last pieces. And here's an interesting strategy that Ed's been doing since he's in control. Knowing that the Bengals have limited carries with Rawls and no really good backup, Ed's been going 3-2-6 on first down. Because you can do that, the rules don't prohibit you. It prohibits the 3-3-5 and the 4-2-5, or
you can go dime anytime.
Anytime.
Well, I think we probably mentioned. I think I remember this in the preseason show. The team that had Thomas Rawls didn't really have a decent backup for an unlimited half or whatever, right. and that can put you in the hole. It doesn't happen often, but every now and then, especially against a rebuilding team, you'll come across a team that only has like one unlimited half. I shouldn't say that, but that has like a lead back, maybe like 17 unfatigued carries at best, and no one else any good. And you could play dime against them even in the first half. Let him run himself tired, and then it's easier for you. Now, obviously, Thomas Rawls is a great card, so if the game was closer, or if it was, earlier in the game, Ed probably wasn't going dime in the first quarter, but the second half certainly with a big lead. Right.
It's an interesting strategy because especially when you have a 4-rated linebacker against the pass at middle linebacker, Ed uses his extra DB, who's also a 4-4. Even if you just drop him in there, it's the same as going 3-3-5 kind of. You have the ability to double team, and you can drop that second DB in there.
Well, he did that to me in our SOMSFA regular season game because I had like Christian Michael in the first half, not that great a card. He maybe kept running with him, so I had to pull out the old line bucks of Ben Roethlisberger, and then I was getting tired of those, so I had to bring in Johnny Manziel off the bench to do line bucks and then run, and that got him out of the dime. When he saw I went to the backup quarterbacks, so I could keep doing line buck quarterbacks, that broke his dime strategy. He went back to regular defense after that.
Nice. So not only were you aware of Ed doing this, but you've actually faced it in a game. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, recently I think it was a little fourth quarter game. I think.
So there's a white die 1 coming up and biting the Bengals in the ass as it hits -6 instead of a +7. So Rawls has run 11 times today for 24 yards.
Ouch.
Just brutal.
Not wrecking anything there.
No. Yeah, he's wrecking himself. He's wrecking the Bengals' playoff hopes. It was a big ask today anyway. You're facing a 13-3 team coached by Ed Barrow. You're going to need some breaks to win, and he hasn't gotten any. If anything, he did get an early interception. He got one of those 2 through 4, 11, and 12 picks, but he couldn't do anything with it. As Ed stopped him, made him go 3 and out a couple times.
I muted my microphone because I'm eating a little lunch. I just happened to tune into the game, and when I saw the score, I figured it wouldn't hurt me to chime in.
I think the broadcasts are always better when you're involved. So definitely. So,
and as I saw you scrounging through League Manager for filler material.
Yeah, exactly.
And the one side of the fair, I figured I would chime in. So let me know if my chewing is becoming too loud.
No, but speaking of filler material, what are you filling your belly with right now? What's on the menu?
I'm having an extremely small, like 4 ounces, center cut sirloin steak, and a salad with spinach, lettuce, and cucumber.
And what dressing is on that spinach salad?
Dennis, I'm having the I believe it's Good Seasoned salad dressing mix, which you buy the box and it comes with little packages of seasoning.
You mix a little,
and you got to mix olive oil, vinegar, and water. You may sound like you're familiar with the product, and it is my favorite salad dressing.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the good folks at Good Seasonings.
That's right.
If you want to spice up your life, drop in a little Good Seasonings.
Good Seasons.
Product by Hasbro's. Oh, it's Good Seasons. Okay, excuse me.
You're gonna hear from them now because you're mispronouncing the product.
That's okay. It got us to talk about it. They got a better read out of it, so that's all good. 3rd and 5 now, and watch Ed run Frank Gore off tackle right or linebuck, trying to go after that 0-rated Christian Jones. He'll go off tackle right because he'll break contain 2/3 of the time. That 5 looks good, but it ain't that good. Off tackle right to Gore, but Jeff wised up and went for a short yardage defense. So he wasn't going to get, unless it was a 10. He was going to a 10 or a 2. He wasn't going to pick that up.
Yes.
So Ed's just running out the clock now.
Who can blame him?
Yep. Nothing wrong with that. Use up your carries. Maybe throw in a couple of flat passes, low risk, low interception picks.
So what's the timetable then for Strat? Well, first I just realized. So by the time your game ends tonight, East Coast time tonight, we will have the SOMSFA semifinal set.
Correct. That's right.
We've already got Joe Golden, Ed Burrow, and Kurt Retzlaff already advanced, and the winner of your game with Seattle and Philly will be the 4th team.
Yeah, and you know me, I hate
Losing?
waiting. I hate waiting to play. I hate it. But Bill was on vacation, so there's very rare occasions where I'll be the last game that plays in a playoff round. But this is the way it's going to work out.
That's right. Although it happens to be also the 3rd game of the day. So it's the last one, but it's all on the same day at least,
True.
It's not like a week later.
Good point. So I've looked over the matchup with Bill's team. He's got some weapons on that team.
I know Philly Billy has a good team.
So that's going to be a challenge.
Now, didn't he start off 6-2, but then only ended up 9-7 or something like that?
Yes, he had some really strong quarters the first 2 quarters. I think he went 4-0 the first quarter, and then 3-1 or 2-2, something like that. But yeah, he was sitting at 6-2, looking strong, and then faltered a bit down the stretch. But you guessed wrong against that offense, and you're going to be in trouble.
Vanessa, would you like to say hello to Dennis and the good folks at SOMSFA? Would you like to say hello to Dennis and the good folks at SOMSFA? The wife is refusing to come on the air, Dennis.
Hi, Vanessa. We're going to use this as a test for you to be the sideline reporter. So, next time you need to come hard. You come strong.
Dennis says hello. He says we want to try you out as a sideline reporter, so you need to come on the air.
She says pass, big pass.
Should be the new Pam Oliver.
Yeah, that would be great. And what I'm really hoping to do is be able to ask her, okay, Tom's gone. He's out of the house. Go over to his SOMSFA draft spreadsheet. Tom told me he needed me to do some quality control on it.
I'm going to put you on speaker now so she can hear what you're saying. Hold on. Dennis wants to make some remarks, Vanessa. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just saying, Vanessa, anytime you want to send me Tom's...
Hold on, Dennis. I'm not there yet.
Okay, you tell me.
I got the speaker going. Hold on.
Ed says, almost every roll has been very lucky for me this game.
Now she can hear you, Dennis. Go ahead.
Okay, so Vanessa, what I was going to try to tell you is anytime you want to send me Tom's draft spreadsheet for SOMSFA, that would be great. Just Seahawk10@gmail.com. That way I know Tom is like the most prepared GM in SOMSFA, and I would love to do a little Spygate on his draft sheet. So keep that in mind. If you guys have if you have a fight and you want to get back at Tom, that would really help. That would do it.
She's chuckling over here. So it sounds like you heard then that I was watching a video of Pittsburgh Steelers rookie nose tackle Javon Hargrave this morning.
I did not hear that. That's interesting. I'll have to write that down. But
I will be more prepared this year than ever before.
I know you told me this was maybe a couple weeks ago, 10 days ago, that if you were called upon, you could draft like the next day or that day. You were ready.
Well, I think I said in a few days is what I said. Right now it's Sunday at 3:00. I could draft Wednesday. If we had to draft Wednesday, I could draft Wednesday. I've got to go through the linebackers and the defensive backs. You know I love my defensive backs, especially the corners.
Yes.
Yes. Well, what I wanted to do, it's really more because of Autumn Wind than it is because of SOMSFA. But, I found like in SOMSFA, the teams, maybe I know the teams better. I don't have as hard of a time just like kind of going through the rosters and finding trading partners. But with Autumn Wind, maybe because it's 30 teams, maybe it's the layout of the rosters. It just feels like it's more arduous for me to do that or whatever and to easily figure out
Well,
who I can trade with.
I'll tell you the problem with Autumn Wind.
So
is because
the Autumn Wind is a raider.
Yeah, it is a raider. It pillages just for fun. No, the problem is with 30 teams, you don't have the excess to trade away that you do in a 24-team league. So you're asking somebody to trade somebody to fill a hole for you, or you're looking for somebody to trade somebody to fill a hole for me. But when you find that person, they often need that player too. I mean, even if it's, it's like tough to find somebody that has, even if they do have an excess, they have an excess and you have an excess, but sometimes they're at different positions. Like, okay, I have an extra guard, but this guy who has the extra tackles already has 2 good guards, so he doesn't need my extra guard. So some of those natural matches that happen in a 24-team league don't happen in a 30-team league. You really need to find somebody who's going a different direction than you. Like you need somebody who's who's rebuilding while you're competing, or vice versa.
There's less excess in the 24-team league. Like if you're looking for that guard 4-4 for the year to get by in the cheap, you can always find him easy.
Right.
He's 29 years old. Some other guy, even if he's not competing, might be like, you know what, this guy might start the next couple of years in the NFL, and I want to create a hole. Now I got to fill a hole. It's harder to fill the hole.
Right.
It is a different dynamic. But I think also I think the layout of the rosters and stuff like that, maybe it's a little easier in the SOMSFA family league. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, so this year I said, you know what, with my Autumn Wind team, what's the word I'm looking for? Languishing in mediocrity. I said I got to step up my trade game, because I love to draft, and maybe I need to be maybe a little more. I need to seek out trading opportunities, maybe in all the leagues a little more, and not rely so exclusively on the draft.
Right.
And part of what I wanted to do, especially with that team, but I think in general is good, is if I can do all my rookie research before trading even starts,
right?
Then I can really know. Well, for example, I have the 60th pick in the draft. I have your second round pick and want to win. Then I can really know, well, what do I think I'm really going to get at number 60? And I'm going to know it by already having done all the rookie research and already coming up with my lists, as opposed to saying, well, I'll probably get a safety 4 or whatever. I can really know it to a greater extent. So then if if there's positions I'm looking at long term, I can know, I'll probably be able to get a nose tackle this year, or I'll probably be able to get a defensive end this year, but maybe I won't be able to get an offensive tackle. So then I can know, okay, well, then I need to maybe try to more aggressively trade for an offensive tackle, but maybe not as much for a nose tackle, or if I'm talking future, you know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
Obviously, if you're going for the year, you want the rating, but in the draft, you usually, outside of the first round, you're usually not going to get a lot of rating help for the year in the draft, Right.
Have you gone through every Autumn Wind team and plugged in their new ratings? Because I don't think that Paul's had time to do that yet.
I haven't done that yet. I've got PFF. I've got a spreadsheet where I broke down the PFF guys by position, and I've got their PFF grades, and I punched in the SOMSFA and Autumn Wind teams, but I don't have. But I got to go center, guard, tackle. I can't just look at a guy's Autumn Wind team. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Got it.
So I know, and I don't know when Paul comes out with those, but he's not. I don't think too quickly. Would you agree?
Well, it won't come out until after the ratings disc is out, like the actual spreadsheet that Strat sends
Humbug.
out. And I think that'll come in the next week or so. That'll be available for purchase when the game ordering opens. And then
wait a minute, hold on. The ratings disc will be out.
Paul's been retired now. I think it'll be less. I think it'll be this week or next week.
The rating is with all the quarterback and running back numbers and everything.
Yeah, you won't be able to buy that.
That's right. That's right. You told me in the past. I think it's only 3 weeks after
the preview.
The ratings preview, something like that, right?
Yeah, it's usually 2 weeks. So 2 weeks or less. So
although we've been harassing Mike Kane and loading his play with extra stuff, so maybe he'll be a little later this year, possibly.
Well, the good news is he told us what additions he made.
Yes,
which tells me that he's completed he's completed the spreadsheet and he submitted it to Strat.
Ah,
so that means that they need to format it and get the download procedure ready so that when you purchase it, you can automatically have it in your available downloadable files or whatever.
So that's Dennis showing off his technical expertise there with the computer knowledge and your intricate web of relationships with all these Strat-O-Matic people. So you know what's going on there.
Well, I don't know if I have that intricate of a relationship, but that's just my guess. That would be my educated guess.
Oh, okay. It sounds like a well-informed estimation. Sound.
So Jeff is not even trying to conserve time here. He got a 19-yard run there. He hasn't used a single timeout. So, I think that it would have been good to use the timeouts to at least get a field goal, break up the shutout. Maybe try a long field goal here. There was also a spot in the first half where he punted on 4th and 5 from the 36. And his I don't like that either. And his field goal kicker was actually good out to the 42, like 2 through 6 and 12 or something like that. So
you got options there. You're either going to go for it, you're going to try the field goal. Punting is the worst option probably.
Yeah, 33, 39.
Especially with these modern punters, where like 7 is like 47 yards. You're gonna get a touchback almost certainly there. So now you just gained 16 yards of field position in exchange. So you gain 16 yards of field position, but you've given up possession of the ball.
Right, exactly.
And giving yourself zero chance of scoring. Like that's one thing, Dennis, in 1985 or 1979, you can go coffin corner from the 38-yard line because the punt's like 7's only like 42 yards on these punters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not even. So depending on your punter, you can go, and the kickers aren't as good from that distance.
But even so, even if you
and if it's a battle royale rule set with no dump off, it's more you could play more of a defensive game. But certainly, so if you family leagues, wide die 6, dump off, 36-yard line, modern punters, and even on 4th and 10, you might not want to punt there.
Yeah, and even in the older leagues with terrible field goal kickers, you probably want to go for it. But even if you do kick a field goal, it's going to go back to the 20 anyway because of the rule set.
That's true.
So,
but if it's like from the 36, some of those guys like 2 to 3.
Yeah, forget that. You're right.
1 in 12 chance for a field goal. See, but yeah, you're right. Even if you miss it and it goes to the 20, or at least you're not getting the 7 yards. Well, the 20 that would be the real old years, like the 60s and the early 70s.
Right.
But in your 85 battle royale,
right, it goes back to line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage, yeah. Hold on one second, Dennis.
Sure. So anyway, this is the end of the game. Ed completed the shutout. They exchange best wishes as Ed will move on to the semifinals, and Jeff will try to retool. Next year, Rawls won't be as good, but Tannehill should be better. Dion Lewis should be better. So Jeff will have some good things to look forward to. And they're both good sports. So Jeff says we'll use this as bulletin board material. Ed says next year my team is not really as good. I know. Getting beat down 40-0 is what he's saying.
I use it for bulletin board material in case you happen to be on my schedule next season.
Yeah. And Ed's being gracious, but I don't think that's going to get him shaking in his boots, is worrying about bulletin board material.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I don't think the bulletin board material helps too much in Strat, I guess.
Oh, Jeff just cursed both me and Ed. Hopefully, you and Dennis will meet in the Super Bowl. And with Joe watching, with Joe Golden and his 14-2 New York Giants watching the game. So I'm going to ignore that comment.
Well, I have to say that this postseason and then today's action, which is a lot of fun, has got me more into SOMSFA because I had told you in the past I'm not as into SOMSFA as SOMSFA and SSFA, even though I won the championship in SOMSFA last year. But it has me more, sometimes I think, am I playing a little too much Strat? Maybe cut back a league. But I think I'll stick around at least. Well, also because this team, I just have the least connection to this team.
Yeah.
No, I just finished my 3rd year with them, but the first year I only played 4 regular season games, and I gave up the team. I was able to get it back because the guy who took it over quit.
Well, what you got to do is you got to build that connection with the team. So if it takes trading away Big Ben,
yes, got to get rid of Big Ben. I get you, because that's what it is. Look, the quarterback is such a part of the team.
Right.
I get rid of Big Ben, and then I have some schmucks coming in and eventually get my future quarterback. Well, that then I'll be more invested in that team. But I can't get rid of Big Ben next year because I should have a good team next year.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. I mean, if you can get a quarterback that you like long term, it's worth it, even if you have to step back a little bit. So,
Dennis, why are you encouraging me not to compete with my SOMSFA team next year when it's Big Ben's going to have a pretty good card and the team looks strong? I feel like I'm being manipulated into not competing next year, Dennis. What's going on here?
Well, you only have so many opportunities to get a quarterback. You're picking 5th in the draft.
Or 4th.
You have Big Ben. So you find a Steelers fan that's picking ahead of you, or a Steelers fan that has a quarterback that you like better, or somebody who's just, got 2 good quarterbacks, and you make your move, man. You make your move when you got the bullets in your gun. And right now you've got a high 1st-round pick. You've got a quarterback that seems, somewhat indestructible in Big Ben, although we did talk about retirement. So you got to strike while the iron's hot. I mean, yeah, if you can compete and you want to do that, but just be prepared that, at some point you're going to have to give up 3 or 4 good pieces to get that quarterback that you like.
The way I'm looking at it right now, I think I'll be competing with that team next year. And that team is like, it's weird to me because I didn't build a team from scratch. They haven't been through a Tom Cook rebuilding cycle yet.
Yeah.
Like this was like a 1 year off because Ben threw picks on the card this year. Just like a 1 year off kind of reload type of deal. And I think one of my better defensive backs or whatever had been out for the year also. I forget. So, I feel like it's a different task for me with that SOMSFA team than it is with my other teams. And it's more the task of, okay, you took over a team that's that wasn't super young, but it wasn't a bunch of guys about to fall off the end of the earth either. And it had some competitive ability, and now you got to kind of manage them and figure out which way you want to go. And I think I'm going with, I'm going hard for the year because they're a little older, and then we'll eventually blow the team up, but I won't blow it up next year. So I don't think I'm really going to actively pursue Ben's successor. I mean, if the right situation is there, I would. Like, for example, if Paxton Lynch has a good year and Jared Goff has a good year, and you've got Prescott, Wentz, Goff, and Lynch all showing something in the draft, and I'm picking 4th or 5th. Well, yeah, I might just keep my pick and draft a quarterback.
Good point. You do have you have that extra season in the spring league to look at guys.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because I certainly wouldn't be taking Jared Goff there in the fall. But then again, if I need a future quarterback, maybe I would. I don't know. I know myself. I don't think I would because of guys like Ramsey and Bosa. But no, yeah. But that's next year. And I mean, all that team really needs is for next year are decent running back cards and I think a corner. Nice. So to be a pretty good team, go up a lot more. That's good. But we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a long way between here and there. But like my SSFA team, I mean, I love that team, and I've got the investment with that. I've had that team for 10 years and stuff, and I got the investment with that team. The SOMSFA team was my first long-term keeper team. So we'll see what happens. But right. But maybe if I keep slowly drafting young guys in that SOMSFA team, maybe it'll I'll start to feel the identity with them a little more,
What was the score of the Denver game this morning where
it was
Denver
22-16.
22-16. I watched it on your broadcast, so I didn't.
In overtime.
Yeah, overtime. There you go. So that means that the next round of the playoffs will be determined by the final game, like we talked about earlier. So
Philly at Seattle.
Yep. So that's 3 o'clock. It's 3. 3 hours from now.
Yeah. Do you want to end the broadcast, and maybe I'll BS with you a little bit about that game?
Sounds good. All righty, man. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.